Did you realise that Wierd Wales had so many untold, strange and mystical tales? I quite look forward to these journeys together. Who knows what we'll find or who we'll meet.
What was it that this woman saw?
It's quite normal to hear voices on the radio, but what about those that aren't meant to be there?
They talk about the weather, they talk about loving you, they talk about what they do, they talk about what they eat.
Deep waters often hide dark secrets. So is there something old and grey beneath the waters of Lake Bala?
Whose hand drew these faces? The artist says not his.
Something came out of that picture that I didn't draw then. It wasn't me that did that centre.
Is there anyone out there? How many times have you heard that question asked? Is there a logical explanation for the millions of UFO sightings all over the world?
And what did this Swansea woman film that hovered above her in the morning light?
Claire Tilley is an early riser. Every morning, while the rest of Swansea was asleep, Claire would leave the house to drive to work. But one day, the routine was broken by something that was to haunt her for months to come.
Driving towards Llanelli early in the morning, I saw what appeared to be quite a bright light. At first I thought it was a helicopter with a beam coming on, but as it was, the more I watched it I thought, a bit dodgy, and it started to move about. So when I got home I phoned the police and said no, it was too early for a police helicopter. They said phone the airport. The airport said it was nothing to do with them, so I was a bit unsure.
The following day, Claire left the house as usual, but again she had the feeling that she was not alone.
I saw it nearly every morning for about 3 months. It would be there very early in the morning, and it was so still. It was, to me, it was very suspicious. You know, to see it every day, same spots, not moving, and because it was very, very bright and luminous. Every time I saw it, it made me oh, you know, there's something up there I can't explain, you know, and I used to feel quite nervous, but as it, you know, it was there every morning, it became a sort of, oh, it's there, you know, and if there was an occasional day where it wasn't, it was like, oh, where is it? At first I thought perhaps it was a very high aircraft, but when it appeared to be triangular, to me, it definitely was extraterrestrial.
I think UFOs are here all the time. It just depends where you are at the time that they are. I think that we're always being visited. There's always a chance that you could see something. I think the problem is that sometimes these craft can operate in a manner which allows themselves to be rendered invisible. So it appears that they can move in a set of physics that we're not used to. Some people have seen saucers, some people have seen triangular-shaped black aircraft or UFOs which have hovered and then moved off at high speed, and some people see simple balls of light.
Up until now, Claire's airborne companion had kept its distance, but that was soon to change.
One morning, driving out off the housing estate, looking towards the hill straight dead on in my eye view, I saw a huge glowing triangle, which to me I cannot explain. It left me absolutely terrified, and from the position where I was, to put it in perspective, I would have thought it was about 40, maybe 60 foot in length. I kept thinking, oh no, what is it, what is it? I felt frightened because I had children in the back of the car. It was huge from even where I was, but yet the minute I looked back again, it was gone. which made me feel very frightened that morning. And as I carried on driving to my destination, I saw at that stage what appeared to be a big glowing red light in the sky, and I thought to myself, well, it's just the sun coming up. You know, I felt very edgy, very frightened that morning. And the more I looked at the sun, I thought to myself, the sun doesn't rise that side, it should be rising behind me.
I don't think there's any real reason for people to worry about UFOs. This is often a question that's asked, should we be afraid of your aliens? I don't think so, because surely any advanced race which can come that far across the universe, or maybe interdimensionally, or maybe time travel to visit us, if they were any harm to us, they would have done something by now which would have caused distress to major parts of the population. I don't think that's happened. We're here, life still goes on, and I think on the fringe of society people are experiencing contact with aliens, and it's not really a harmful thing.